Hey everybody, it's Nate here with Goalie. If you don't already know us, our mission is to build tech tools for families with neurodiverse children. A lot of our families depend on Medicaid waivers to get the help and services that they need. This video is part of a series where we research these programs state by state and explain them to you jargon-free. Our goal is to help families like yours navigate this difficult process and get the help and coverage that you need.
Hey everybody, it's Nate here with Goalie. Welcome to our state-by-state Medicaid waiver guide, and today we're going to be talking about the home of the potato, or in this case a sweet potato, the state of Idaho. All right, so let's jump right into it. First of all, where am I right now? I'm currently on Goalie's forum page. To get here, you're going to go to forum.goalie.co. Once you get here, you'll see all that we have right here. It will look like just like this. And on this forum page, we talk about all kinds of things. There's general schooling advice, some parenting and life advice, some Goalie tips, tech support. But today, like I promised earlier, we're talking about government waivers, Medicaid waivers, and specifically the government waiver program in the state of Idaho. All right. So let's hop right into it. So we're going to be talking about two main waivers today for the state of Idaho. The first is TAFRA or TAFRA waiver. It's also known as the Katie Beckett program. It was the first kind of Medicaid waiver, but we don't need to talk about the history of it. Essentially, who can apply for this waiver? So any child under the age of 19 who is diagnosed with either an intellectual and or a developmental disability, which does include a diagnosis of autism, can apply for this waiver. The state requires that individuals meet and need at least an intermediate level of care to qualify. However, TAFRA waivers also allow for people who require nursing home level of care to apply and a hospital level of care to apply. The reason that we decided to focus on intermediate level of care is because that's typically what most Goalie families fall into. The individual applying for the waiver needs some support throughout their day, they need some supervision, but they don't require a nurse aide, or they don't require a doctor by their side, or heavy medical machinery. All right, anyways, on to income requirements. So income eligibility is actually based entirely on child income, not parental income. So you should be able to be financially eligible for this waiver unless your child is bringing in tons and tons of cash flow, which I don't think is the case. I don't know though. So what do I get if I actually get on this waiver and I'm part of the TAFRA program? So the way the TAFRA waivers work, or Katie Beckett programs work, is that they allow families with higher incomes to receive typical Medicaid benefits as it waives the income requirements and some eligibility requirements. This means that you will be able to receive dental care, emergency and non-emergency transportation, inpatient and outpatient treatment, medical equipment, occupational therapy, pharmacy, physical therapy, and vision, all of those general things covered by Medicaid, and some services that would push towards the household. So instead of providing care that you would typically get in an institution like a hospital or a doctor's office, you're able to provide some of this care at home. That's the point of the TAFRA waiver. So not a detailed list, but hopefully helpful of what you actually do get. All right, how do I actually apply? So the way to apply is to contact the Idaho Care Line by calling 211 or the number provided toll-free right here. Additionally, to request an application, that's to request an application. You can also additionally visit your local regional Department of Health and Welfare office with this hyperlink right here. Once you click on this webpage, you're going to want to click on the last tab, which is a county by county person to call, an office to call that provides names, phone numbers, emails, faxes, anything you would need to get in touch. All right, let's talk about the second waiver that we're talking about today, the Children's Developmental Disability Service Waiver. So, who can apply? Based on circumstance and diagnosis, any child under the age of 19 who is already on Medicaid and diagnosed with either an intellectual or developmental disability can apply for this waiver. Idaho requires that individuals need at least an intermediate level of care, like we talked about earlier, what that was. So based on income, the income requirements are entirely based on child income, so similar to the TAFRA waiver that we talked about a little bit earlier. What do I actually get? So Idaho, for some reason, decided to store this information in a bunch of different documents on this page. Click on the hyperlink on our forum. It'll be a helpful resource. Scroll down a little and you'll be able to find the listings and explanations of services. A little bit complicated. We'll get into that a little bit when we talk about the website clarity of Idaho and our Goalie Waiver Scorecard. But it's a little bit hard to see what you actually do get. All right, but we do know how to apply. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to fill out this application hyperlinked right here and send it to the contact information on the first page of the application. That gets the process started. You can review the application guide, which has more detailed steps right here on this hyperlink, which will give you more information and more of a guide of the further steps after that. All right, now on to what the goalie team thinks. So overall, we believe that Idaho has a good waiver program. Just by the virtue of it really not having a wait list, a lot of these other programs require parents and applicants that apply to wait either months or sometimes even years, and in the case of Texas, a decade or more. Idaho doesn't have that. Once you apply and you're approved, you're able to actually get services. That's great and kind of rare sometimes with Medicaid. The actual services are not fantastic. They're quite a bit lackluster, and other states are more expansive of what they cover, but you should be able to get your most important needs fulfilled here and what your child specifically needs. There are several adult waiver programs that your case manager can help you transition onto if your child graduates from these programs, but for now, child waivers, these are the ones you should be looking at. All right, let's go to our goalie waiver scorecard. So, based on website clarity and ease of navigation, I kind of hinted at this earlier in the video, but we give this a 2 out of 5. It was really hard to find some of this information. They put it on separate documents. There's no real helpful one-stop shop to find all waiver information. Again, not fantastic. In terms of access and requirements of qualification, we give that a 4 out of 5. There's no wait list, which is fantastic news, and income is waived. So most people should be able to be eligible and apply for these waivers, which is great. In terms of the actual coverage, we gave that a 2 out of 5, a little bit below par some other states of what they're offering. There is not an expansive coverage, but you should be able to get and qualify for your basic needs, which is helpful. So we do hope you found this video overall to be helpful, but don't want it to be the only thing you're looking at. So we decided to provide 3 helpful online resources here, all hyperlinked on our forum page that you should feel free and check out. And additionally, we provided phone numbers for the Regional Department of Health and Welfare Office in this hyperlink right here. And again, restating the Idaho Care Line at 211. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you found this video helpful. Thanks again.
If you've gone through this process yourself and can add any color to our research, please share your experience in our forum. Your help will be greatly appreciated by families who are new to this. If you're just getting started yourself, don't worry. We're here to help. If you have any questions, ask them in our forum and we'll do our best we can to support you. And lastly, if you found this video helpful, let us know. Drop a like or leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you.